Everybody got their brunch? Come on, we turn up today to Melba Moore. Hey!
Hey,
What's up, Melba?
hey, I hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We just vibing out to your track right now. I'm just doing me.
I know I heard you.
Welcome to the show, Melba Moore.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Looking beautiful in essence.
Thank you. Ooh.
Or is in the building. Clap it up for you. So welcome. So Melba Moore, that track is everything that we are vibing out to right now.
All righty then. It's a good day then.
Great. Talk to us about the track. I know before we even get into everything that we're going to talk about and the challenge that we just actually released a couple days ago. But just talk to us about the feel of this track. Like, what is Just Doing Me represent? What is that about?
Well, from what what can I say? As an artist, that's my calling. It's not just a job. You need other people to do you.
Yes.
And, I got to give kudos to George Pettis and Angela Pettis. They wrote it.
Okay.
They wrote it for me. So to me, the spirit of it is like you and me right now. We're experiencing each other.
Absolutely.
And we can't really do our best unless we're with each other. I think that's the spirit of it. Why it's so up and everything. I know it's like a house beat and everything, and that's what's popular. But I think that's why it's popular. Because it catches you, and you say, wait a minute, let me do me.
Yes. That's a complete fact. So now, when you decided to put the vocals on the track, how did you decide to attack it that way? Like, how do you decide, all right, I want to sing the song this way?
Well, there's a collaboration between George Pettis and, well, you'll know who he is because he wrote the music, and he's that wonderful keyboardist that you hear, the soloist. On there, when you listen to the music, you can hear his personality and his musicality. You hear that's his energy. But then nobody else can do me better than I can. Well, I mean, that's true for everybody. So I'm not an egotistical person. So I don't want to say I'm doing me, But first of all, it was written for me. So I feel like I'm trying to see, well, what did Angela see in me? She didn't say, we love you, Melba. This is how we see you. And there's and each person is this to me. There's no other person exactly like you, even if you have a twin. And the music is so wonderful. And I just sound like I'm just doing me. Like it's so easy. I don't know. That's why I love it. But I think they did that, and that's how they see me, and that's why it suits me so well, because I'm not a songwriter.
Got you. So now that's an actual interesting take. So you say you're not a songwriter. So now talk to us about how you actually identify as an artist. So you are a singer, but you don't call yourself a songwriter.
That doesn't mean I can't write songs. But when I have people, when I want a song, I want people who are as called and devoted to songwriting as I am to singing.
Got you.
But then I try to listen to it from a songwriter's point of view. So I can interpret it like they meant it. And if I can do that, like I believe I did with this one, I can see something of myself that I couldn't see unless somebody else, wrote it for me. And I maybe have that better ability because I can't write like that. And I need this. So it's like, using me trying to sing, somebody don't write the song. So I'm aware of my need of it. And I think that opens the door for me to understand how much I need somebody else and to see things from their point of view so I can participate in it,
Okay, got it. So now, Melba Moore, it doesn't matter because you can sing so well. I definitely think you're one of the vocalists of our generation, so I definitely think you are known for holding a long, high note, right? So now, bring us back to even now when you decide to understand your gift. When did you start to be like, okay, I actually have something here, and this is special, and I think if I do it this way, the right way, I can actually get a career out of this. When did that happen for you? Bring us back to that.
You know, I think that happened after I graduated college and I was a music teacher for the public schools. And I'm good at teaching. Matter of fact, one of my gifts is teaching.
Mm.
But I don't want to teach in the public schools.
Let's clap it up for that. But you
I want
know,
to teach from here.
no, I understand. I understand. So now,
But your question was, you know, when did I know that? Then my parents were artists too. And I asked my stepfather, I said, you know, Daddy, that I know you want us to have good security and good jobs. And for African Americans, I can't tell you how many times more of an issue that is for us to be able to put a roof over our heads and have a vocation and have a job. So I said, but would you please take me to some of the people that you know in the industry and see if you can get me some work as a performer? And if it doesn't work out, I'll come back and teach school. That's when I knew I had to at least try. I mean, but if you're asking when did I know I had it and I got a talent, I'm still working on that. I mean, I got a talent, but a whole lot of people got a talent. And you have to admit at some point, even if you don't want to, which I don't want to, that you're in competition. Because everybody can't hold out one spot and people have lots of choices and you want them to choose you. I mean, they're not necessarily consciously competing against each other, but there's like one big prize and everybody's kind of going for that. So you're trying to see, well, can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? So I'm still trying to see. I got it. I got this one. I got this one.
Tell us about that, because you have been in the game for so long, over 50 years. So, you know, talk to us about competition even back then and how it is, you know, relevant and how it stands now, competition. How important or not important is that?
It's very important. First of all, you have to be willing to go up and try, even though you hate competition, which I do. And because you don't want to be pitted against someone else and then your confidence is tested and when you see people that are really good, you don't feel so good about yourself and it may affect your trying to give it your best. And that's not.
Melba? Wait, Melba, I can't hear you, Melba. Melba? Hold on one second. Your volume cut out. Can you guys hear her? It just cut out. Can y'all hear her? I can't hear you, Melba. Let me see. Can you guys comment below if you guys can hear her? Not sure what's going on. Oh, they're saying they can't hear you. Lost sound. All right, Melba. So let's do it like this. Melba, I'm going to exit you out, and then you're going to call back on the live. You understand? I'm going to exit you out, and then I'm going to call, and then you're going to call back on the live so we can get the sound back. Okay? Lord have mercy. Lord have Jesus. Melba, oh, there she go. Okay, she's going. I'm gonna re-add her back. Melba's new to Instagram. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get her back. There we go. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Go off Melba Moore. Come on. Go off Melba. Oh, let's see. Can we hear you? Melba? Melba? No, we can't hear you. Yep. She's going again. All right, let's see if we can get it back. Hey, everybody. Let's see what's going on in the comments. Hey, Squats and Splits. Let's see. Radio Yvette. Melba Moore knows I love you, Miss Melba Moore. I saw you in San Francisco in Union Square. Melba Moore, your fans are definitely in here going off for you, but let's see if we can get you back on the line.
Connecting. Hello?
Hey, we got sound. And woo, there we go.
Hello?
Hear you.
Okay.
And we can see you. Thank you so much for being back. All right. So now, before you got cut out, you were eloquently speaking about, competition, if I wasn't mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
So,
But it's very competitive. I'm not sure if I remember what your question was though regarding competition.
uh, I said, how was it relative back then to how
Oh, okay.
it's
I
now?
know. I
Mm,
know. What I basically want to say that, especially for African Americans or people African descent, the playing field was much narrower,
mm.
and
Yes.
you only had well, you had several record companies, but not all of them would sign black artists.
Mm,
So when they did, they really didn't have a department for you. I mean, so let's go way, way, way back, like somebody like Nat King Cole, who actually built Capitol Records. Now, many of us first saw him on television and, recordings and things, and he was black, but we didn't have a black department. We didn't have R&B music.
yeah, yeah,
We didn't have a category. So you have to kind of make a category.
yeah.
God has always had to make a way for us where there was no way.
Mm,
Now there are many lanes. For instance, because you DJs especially have developed dance music into such a entrepreneurial, I don't know, a big warehouse of beautiful, all different kinds of dance music. Just say the dance genre. But
mm,
you're not just DJs anymore.
mm,
You produce live shows. You continue to keep the music live in clubs.
mm, mm.
You've expanded it so that it's not just quote unquote disco.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so there are very many more varieties and lanes for people to become a performer of some type in. So I think it's much better today. Doesn't mean that it's not competitive. And in some ways, it's more difficult because you got to decide, or you can figure out if you can belong in any of them still.
Mm.
I mean, everybody who wants to be an artist doesn't necessarily have a talent, for instance. And I don't think that's for you to say. Somebody else has to tell you
As a
that.
time. Now talk to me about who inspires Melba Moore. Like you're one of our greatest singers I think have ever really walked this earth. Now talk to us about who you listen to, who inspires you. Like who is
Well,
some
I don't get a chance to listen to a lot of people now because I've got to be in control, which means I have to learn how to do these technical things. I have to learn how to partner with my partner Ron. People don't run things for you anymore, so I can't just sit around and listen to people. But some people I love. I love me some Mary J. Blige. I love me
yeah,
some Her.
yes.
I love me. Who else? I love some. I was in love with, and still am, with Aretha Franklin. And of
Yeah.
course, during her time, we had so many, 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 many
Mm.
huge artists. You know who I thought of that I love so great?
Who?
Last Saturday, when we found out who won the election,
Who?
who sang Dancing in the Street? I said, Mother!
Ooh, Melba Moore.
I don't know. There's so many. And I didn't mention any gentlemen, but there's so many that I love. I love Eddie Levert. I love Teddy Pendergrass. I love all of the new ones. We got
Mm.
a great, 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 great amount of talent. Really, we do.
Whenever you do get a chance, you actually take a peek to and listen to new music that you know, like you're.
Yeah.
So you
Or
love.
sometimes when I'm just having a nice time with my daughter, just so mommy, listen to this.
Got you.
And she'll let me know what's going on because I got to try to really focus on work. I got to be like a CEO now. I can't just be an artiste.
Oh, that's right. Clap it up for that. Melba Moore is definitely now, all right, and not just an artiste because that's what they wanted us to just be. It's just the art,
Yeah.
not be.
And they can take control of everything else. And that's the other part of not only your talent and your work, that's the other part of your life. If you don't know how to keep a roof over your head, you are a slave.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, Melba, bring us back because I want to give people some backstory.
Okay.
Well, 1970, you won the Tony Award for the Best Performance Actress in a Feature Role in a Musical. All right, first Black woman to do that. Talk to us about that experience.
Oh, wow. First of all, it's been like everything else. Maybe that's why I'm still here because it's never come like in a just common way. I still really don't know how to audition, for instance. I had never heard of a Tony Award, but but you know who George Faison is, right?
No, I'm not familiar. Educate.
Okay. George Faison directed The Wiz.
Okay,
You
okay.
know who Stephanie Mills is, right?
Yes, yes, of
I
course.
know you young.
I'm I'm 29, but I know who
Oh
Stephanie
my God, that's your problem.
and I know who the Wiz is. I know who.
Okay. Well, at that time, the show that gave me a Tony Award, for people who don't know, was called Pearly. And George Faison was in the chorus, in the dance chorus, because he wound up having his own dance company and a lot of things. And most people of the generation before you will know who George Faison is. Anyway, he was in the chorus of Pearly, and he told me what a Tony Award was, and that you had to dress up for it, and that it was theater and Broadway. I was when I came into Pearly, one of the girls in the show that I had been in before, which was the Broadway musical Hair, which I got because I had left teaching school. I was telling you about that. And one of the first people I met was Valerie Simpson, who at the time was a songwriter and doing jingles and studio work.
Okay.
But somebody's music publishing officer, I met her, we exchanged numbers, and that's how I got into the entertainment industry as a jingle singer and a backup singer. One of the recording sessions was for the gentleman who wrote the music for the Broadway show Hair. Make a story a little bit shorter. That's how I got into it. So like, I didn't know anybody in the theater. You know what I'm trying to say?
So opportunity just kind of led to the next opportunity.
Yeah.
And,
And,
and
and that maybe because, I think that's very Black, because nobody, from our beginnings, it was against the law for us to even get an education or go to church or read, or it was against, we could get killed for that. So we've always been shut out, but that didn't stop us, did it?
that's a no. Okay.
So I think that's what's happened with me. I kind of learned how to rely on God and rely on what's going on in my heart and my spirit. What do you want to try to do, and see if we could do it. And one thing has constantly led to the other. And then when they fail, you say, okay, well, gee, what can I do now? And, the Lord kind of tells you. And so you get up and you start again. So after a while, it's already 50 years that have gone by. So I'm saying, it's not like I was so smart and everything happened so smoothly and I planned it out. No.
Because now you've had so many ups and so many downs in your career, but you are still here, right?
Yes. Yes.
Still here. Now talk to us, because you won the Tony in 1970, and then you went on to do music and then hit the Billboard charts in 1976 for your song This Is It. So talk to us about how you transitioned from, being on stage and getting the Tony to now you're being recognized and appreciated in a different genre of entertainment, which is now music. Talk to us about that transition.
Well, it wasn't really a transition. I was going back to my original, I guess, thing that I was brought up with. My mother was a professional singer. My father was a famous band leader by the name of Teddy Hill. My stepfather, who actually raised me and taught me how to play piano and really get involved with music, was a professional musician. So that was going back to my roots. So the only thing that had to be the greatest transition, somebody has to handle it. That's what I'm saying. If you don't know the business part of it, you can lose it, or it can just be very, very rocky. So, but fortunately, I met my then husband, Charles Huggins, who his only background was in music. And he was Black, country.
No.
So he didn't know nothing but the blues and records. So I have a record career. I have a hit dance record and a career because Ron is skilled in dance music. So it's a marriage. And that's, you asked how the transition was. I was fortunate enough to meet somebody who was very creative and skilled and really talented at managing music artists. As a matter of fact, our company was called Hush Productions, and we managed Freddie Jackson, Melissa Morgan, Najee, almost all of the major artists that came out in the mid to late 80s. Our company brought them into the industry and managed them.
Wow.
Lilo Thomas, like Kashif.
Wow, wow. Yes, people were, before we even got on this interview, people were already asking me how, to ask you, do not forget to ask about how was her experience working with Kashif, because, people
Oh,
get into that.
amazing. Matter of fact, his daughter and my daughter are best friends because when he used to come over, we used to have a recording studio in the building that we owned on 231 West 58th Street between 7th Avenue and Broadway. And when I was in the studio doing music, she and my daughter would be in my house watching the tape of Pearlie and
Mm,
playing together. Now, my daughter's grown, of course, and Tanya is grown and married and has two almost grown sons. They're not grown, but it's been a long time that we've been friends. And of course, because she passed away several years ago, very young, too young, but he got sick. But I guess I'm trying to say that these people, if it works out right, you become friends and family,
mm.
and you have hit records and make money.
That's right. Right. We in the money.
Ring the bell, yes.
All right. So now, Melba, talk to us about the greats that you've been able to accompany along your way. You've been singing, the Michael Jackson song before Michael Jackson even had that song, or Jackson 5, right? Who's Love? What song? I saw you posted it on your Instagram.
Oh, never can say goodbye.
Never could say goodbye, and I was like, and I saw you. Somebody said Melba sung it first.
Well, that was because it was written for me.
Hmm.
Excuse me, by my second husband.
Hold on.
I've had to try everything a few times.
Hmm.
But that was, excuse me, that was written by Clifton Davis.
Okay. Okay.
And we were together at the time.
Okay. So
So
now,
I sang it too.
so let me ask you, what happened with that record? So why was it not released as a
But
movie?
Never Can Take It Back?
Yes.
Michael's was released.
Okay.
Michael's, they're still playing that record for him.
Of course,
Clifton is still making money off that record.
but you said it was written for you. So now I'm trying to understand.
I didn't record it. I mean, I sang it. I think I sang it on our TV show and stuff.
Yes, yes.
But
Okay.
Michael Jackson recorded it. Yeah.
Well, that was I'm gonna say that's definitely one of the classics, and that's
Yeah. Clifton is an excellent songwriter. He's a minister now, but he's a great actor and songwriter.
got it, got it.
I've been very blessed.
Very yes. Melba Moore, you are in the money. Now let me ask you this: who are some of your favorite vocalists that you look up to? Do you like Whitney Houston? Did you love Whitney Houston?
Absolutely. That voice is ridiculous.
Mm. Yes.
I mean, first of all, how do you have the nerve?
I just wanted to be, listen, that is one of my favorite female vocalists.
How do you have the nerve to even sing a song called I'm Every Woman?
Mm.
And then how do you cover Chaka Khan?
Mm.
Unless you're a bad motorcycle.
That's a fact.
I mean, she just ruined the Star Spangled Banner.
She did.
I mean, because what she has had was her own style. Well, of course, to me, she sounds just like her mother, Dr. Houston Sissy.
Okay.
If you've ever heard her sing, oh. And of course, the roots are gospel, which means you still feel the presence of God in it. It hasn't become so secular and commercial. You don't hear that inspiration in it. So you say, oh, wow.
Yes. It's true. It's true.
You know.
Did you ever get a chance to work with Miss Whitney Houston?
No, I've never worked with her. I've been around her and with her.
Okay.
Because Dr. Houston and I are good friends.
Got it.
But I'm part of the family.
Okay. Yes, because you're a Jersey girl.
Right.
So, yeah, you guys are all Jersey.
Matter of fact, not just Jersey, but Newark.
Newark. You understand? That's definitely a fact. Newark. Jersey, stand up. Yes. All right. So now, when you actually decided now to move on with your career in music, you hit another Billboard chart with that peaked at 47. 3 years later, we stepped into my life, Mel.
Another family members.
Mm.
And I work with their son, Dominic, now. Gene McFadden and John Whitehead. my then husband, Charles Huggins, went and kind of borrowed them from Philadelphia International. So, I mean, you know, they wrote the hits for the OJs and for Teddy Pendergrass. And I mean, those, not just great, great, great hits, but I mean, say they so doggone funky.
Funk. Yes. Funk.
So, Gene and John took the Bee Gees song. You know, you probably too young, but the Bee Gees are just great, great, great. They wrote hit after hit after hit. They had one album that had nothing but hits. So I took one of them that I thought they weren't going to release. And Gene and John and I did this arrangement of You Stepped Into My Life. And of course, we were right. It was another hit. But it was a hit for me.
Come on, Mel, you got to give me that. we hit the money bag with that one, okay? Yeah. Stepped into my life. Now, let me ask you this. When you step into the studio and you record a song, do you say, this is the one right now? Like, do you feel when, or do you just never know? Let me ask you, is it something that you feel when it goes through the roof, or is it something that you just never know?
No, I think I know, but you know, we have producers who really are skilled at they hear things in like tiny parts. And even if they're not singers, they're like vocal coaches, and they hear every part of the song that they wrote, and they'll take one little phrase and go over it and 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 over it till they feel it. And then sometimes after doing it all that many times, so don't forget, I didn't write it. It's not me. I got to become them.
Got you.
But I always know that's going to happen before I go in the studio. I can really tell if it's going to work for me or not.
Got you.
And then at a certain point, yes, I know.
Yes. Remember what time it is, all right? You know when that check is coming.
Yeah.
So, Melba, now talk to me about your music videos and your fashion and so much of your
life.
And you have become such a icon that field. Even the photo that we used for this promo for today, beautiful. The afro, just the way of you keeping yourself together even now. How important is the look of everything and feeling and looking like an artist to being successful in this industry?
It's extremely important because you are the packaging. You are the commercial.
Yes.
And of course, you are the product. And as I told you earlier, I understand that you are the other part of my act and my life. So I care very much what you see, how you feel when you look at the album cover or the artwork or whatever it is. But I got really, really good training from my then husband, Charles Huggins, because I didn't care what I looked like. I didn't know that it was important.
Got you.
But he did. And I think because he came from such raw, backwoods roots, and he had to fight to be allowed to sit at the table. I'll put it that way. So he knew, especially being a black man, what other people see. And so he would call whatever you wear like a uniform. And that's your hair, your makeup, whatever. That's your uniform.
Your uniform.
It's not for you. Unless you want to get the money afterwards.
But you like talking that money, right? On the show. Let's clap it up for Melba Moore. Right? Listen, Melba, you understood what it was even back then to make sure you steal a bag, right? So how important is it now for artists to learn how to secure the bag from early, right? You've been able to kind of transition, and you've been through so many highs and so many lows, but you always are able to recover. What advice would you give to artists right now that have a potential of going somewhere in this industry but don't know what exactly they should do?
Well, there's lots of places you can get information that weren't even available before. You can go on the internet and look up almost anything. Do your research. Kind of look at yourself. Yeah. Videos, for instance, of yourself, home videos. Look at yourself. And think of yourself, if you didn't know you, would you like what you were seeing? And if you didn't, what would you fix if you could?
Absolutely.
And how much can you do it do yourself. You ask yourself that question because we're on Instagram now. So my daughter's here, so she showed me how to do this. But you have to do these things yourself right now because that's just how it is.
But Melba Moore, you're on
Go
Instagram
ahead.
with us right now. That means if you can figure it out, anybody can.
That's my lesson.
Yes.
Figure it out and inform yourself. Learn about what it is you want to do. It's not always just from experts, but wherever you can. If you want to be a singer, if you want to be a dancer, go take dance lessons. Go to the gym.
Talk about it.
You know, if you don't want to be a dancer, go to the gym and take dance lessons because it'll help you sing better.
Yes. Talk about it, Melba. So
Get in shape, babies, whatever it is.
come on, you got to get in shape. That's what we. Melba's on here talking straight facts. Come on, let's talk about it for Melba one more time. Melba, you're giving a lot of these young girls a run for their money out here. A lot of people on this show, and I don't know if they keep as engaged as you do on here.
Well, they will. You know, God has given me a lot of time to do this over and make mistakes. And in some cases, I remember the last time that I had to try to get a hold of my career has been about 15 years ago. And I knew about internet and everything, but wasn't nobody doing it yet. So,
said it wasn't nobody doing it yet.
No. So I had to keep doing it. But fortunately, I met my partner, Ron. He's quite a bit younger than me. And he was going to take that area and focus in the management area so I could focus more and continue to develop and keep what I had as an artist. And as a result, now that everything is shut down, you can't do nothing but internet. We right on time.
Be right on top. Come on, let's talk about it again. All right. Melba Moore is clearly tapped in, tuned in, and knows what she's talking about. Let's talk about that. All right. So if you guys are on here tuning in right now to the Just Doing Me challenge talk, we just before we even get to Just Doing Me, we're just trying to get you caught up because Melba 75 beautiful years in this game where she has, graced us with beautiful songs. Yes. Beautiful acting, right? Yes. And nothing more than beautiful stories, okay? Yes. So now, Melba, talk to us about right now with Just Doing Me.
Well, let me try to put it in caps so that everybody can relate to. Any project that has great success opens the doors for you to do anything else. Mm-hmm. So my one of my spiritual gurus would say, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Because now that the door is open, Terry, Hunter, George Pettis, and Angela Pettis collaborated with me, and we have a hit record. They went out, they marketed it. Terry put me on his record label, so I'm on a label. I got a team of people working for me now. So now I have the opportunity to do what I did when I was 25. That's what this hit record does. That's miraculous.
Let's clap it up for that.
But there's lots of hit records out there, and that's what they're doing. They're having these fabulous, glorious lives that we continue to see. And that's why you say, well, who do you like now? Because everybody's who can is up and trying to do something, get out there and learning how it works now so you can have another chance.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now with Just Doing Me, I just kicked off the Just Doing Me challenge on Sunday, and which we posted, and I had my some of my students, and I kind of everybody up to kind of say, "Let me got this," because this song is a bop. Yes. Okay. And we dropped the challenge, and it was a great honor to do that for you, Miss Melba Moore. So
great privilege for me to have you do it. I used to try to be a dancer. I always knew that I couldn't, but I took classes with people who dance with Alvin Ailey, and they were all the greats that always used to go to all the dance concerts and everything. My point is this: I really appreciate the athletic or the dance mentality. Look at the best comics. If it's Richie Pryor, if it's Eddie Murphy, if it's Martin, they're athletes. You see the things Martin does with his body? And with them crooked teeth he put in his mouth when he's watching you.
Melba, you better stop playing out here.
But I guess I'm trying to let you know how much I appreciate the wholeness that becomes of a person if they're in dance. And sometimes people who have great voices, they only pay attention to that. And very often they lose it because they don't work the rest of the body out. But if you were foolish enough like me to want to be a dancer and then find out you can't, you do find out that it brings oxygen, blood, grace, muscles, everything to the entire body. And now everybody, you can't go to the gym, so everybody's got a gym in their home where they do something.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just saying, you know, and when we look at you people who are so good at it, it looks easy, but most people can't get up and do that. I'm not going to say everybody can.
Now let's talk. Let's have a real conversation now, Melba, about just dancers and the struggles that we go through in the industry. It is really difficult. I'm going to say to have a career in dance because we aren't represented well, and we aren't paid right. There's a lot of casualties that are against us before we even get seen. You understand? We are we're known as the backup dancers.
Right.
Behind the artist, and I just don't like I just don't even like what they put as the primary backup. I don't, it's really because what we do is unexplainable because it's physical, it's mental, and it's emotional. You understand? Because you have to, you say you sing somebody's song and you have to get into the character of what they want the song to sound like, right? As a dancer, we have to get into the character of what the artist wants their movement to look like on stage. And when you're dancing for hours and hours and hours, I feel like the representation and the appreciation isn't there.
You know why? I'm going to tell you what to do.
Tell me what
you have to do what people like Debbie Allen did.
Talk to us about that.
You have to, what I'm doing, you have to learn the business part of it. You have to create the projects so that you're not just the background. If you're not in charge, you got to do what somebody else says.
That's right.
Yes.
So as dancers, you're good students, but you're also good leaders.
That's right.
Yes.
And so now you have to partner with people and create your own productions. Oh, you know what I just saw?
What'd you see?
I saw Jingle Jangle. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you gotta see it.
It's on Netflix with Felicia Rashad.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is my eyes getting big?
My eyes are getting big as yours too. It's okay.
You see that. You know what I'm talking about. Now,
right.
We've all probably seen A Christmas Story or Christmas Carol. And those are from the people from Eastern Europe. And you can tell that. Everybody's Irish or Scottish or whatever white they are. Now go see Jingle Jangle.
Okay, listen. We supporting Black excellence on here. Okay.
Yes.
All right, and Felicia Rashad is in there. She's one of the greatest to do it of all time.
Felicia Rashad is also a great athlete. I don't know if you know it.
That's Debbie Allen's sister, so I'm assuming that
yes.
have had the same training back in the day. So I can definitely imagine.
Yeah, but their greatest trainer was their mother.
Talk about it.
Because see, when I say you're athletes, you guys are warriors. Am I telling you the truth? And you're physical warriors.
More?
Yes.
See, what you do is you conquer the body with your mind.
That's right. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, because I try so hard. My feet are still slow.
Melba, it's okay. We're going to get that together. If you want to learn how to dance, Melba, we can get that together for you. 1, 2.
You know what? I'll try it again.
We'll try it again, but we're going to definitely get that. Listen, y'all are going to, Melba, you're going to do your own Just Doing Me challenge. We're going to get you up and we're going to rock and we're going to do one day.
Help me do 1, 2, something,
1, 2, we can definitely do
something.
it. And now that's what we need all of you guys on here tuning in on the live. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Conversations with Melba Moore. And we're just doing the Just Doing Me challenge today. So everyone that's on this live, when you guys get off, you guys need to do a challenge, a dance to Melba Moore's new song. Let's rock out to it right now. Melba, do you mind?
I would love it.
Let's kind of get into it.
Come on.
Come on. Hey.
All right, so he go with the hands and everything. So you got to teach me how to do all that.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey.
I got it.
Roll it. Hey. There we go. There we go. Hey!
Yeah.
This song, this song makes you feel like you are at the cookout and you just doing you, and you just want to grab your Corona and just relax and just vibe out. You
But don't forget my reel.
That's a fact, all right? Because there's no cookout without the ribs, okay? Can we get
Yes.
all right? So, Melba, what do we have coming up in store for you? What can we be on the lookout for from Melba?
Oh, everything. I'm working on a project to go back and to do some theater.
Okay, okay.
Uh, um, I have a book in the offering of memoirs that we're working on.
How about the Melba Moore movie? How about the movie?
Well, I've got some offers, not necessarily for a movie of my life, but people who they do great movies,
Okay.
and I think they want to use me in something.
Okay, okay.
So I'll get to do some film acting.
We love
Yeah, clap for that.
we love One more time.
Yeah, yeah.
Love
And of
black.
course, after this single has done what I hope it's going to continue to do, we have another one to follow it up, written by George Pettis and Angela Pettis, for me. So, and it's going to be mixed by Terry Hunter too, and it's called "You Can't Deny It."
You can't. Ooh, Melba Moore, I think I may have to call dibs on that music video. I need to be directing that. That sounds like something.
Oh, look what I done run into. See how God do me? I told you.
Magic sauce on it. Don't play with it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do that. Come on.
See, I can come down there and take some lessons and get in shape and everything, right?
Let's do it.
I might be able to move something besides my hands.
You better stop playing, Melba. Because we know you can move a lot more stuff. Come on, Melba. You are a legend. You've been doing.
You know what? I need some guidance. That's all.
Listen, guidance. I am so confident that I can teach anybody how to dance. That I know that you're such a hard worker, because I can just tell by the way that you even get. First of all, let's talk about artists that are young today that don't even get up and get themselves together to come on an interview. Much less, someone that's been so seasoned and polished like you don't even need to even do too much, and you still come on here looking like, I think I might give away $1 million.
I care.
Okay, so I'm just talking about penmanship in terms of how you show up and how your imprint is important. And
well, I don't know how many young people get invited, but if you do, it's a great opportunity. And that's whoever is inviting you, because today, I don't care if the person is not necessarily known, it's global. You're going to get exposure if you don't get anything else. You're going to get experience. So it's a great, 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 great thing for everybody to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So before we wrap up, is there any advice that you would like to give to any of your viewers? Words from Melba Moore, anything that you would like to leave everybody with? They're going crazy for you, by the way, in the comments.
Oh, good. Well, you know what I really want people to know? That I really care about what they think, and when they participate in watching what I'm trying to do, I really honestly want to say thank you. Not just, okay, thank you. I really want you to know, and because you've made my song a hit, and you open up the doors and give me another opportunity to come out and express myself as I am now, a senior citizen. I want to show you that I care about you, that I thank you, that I want to continue as long as God will let me, pleasing you. I want to show you that I appreciate you.
Well, you know what, Melba Moore, we love you for even. Thank you and appreciative that you gave me the experience to be your first interview on Instagram Live. Clap it up for that.
Hey!
Okay? Make sure you guys keep vibing out to Just Doing Me. Me and Melba Moore are picking out the best challenge, right, Melba? Talk to him about the you're doing for that. Talk to him.
Okay, we're challenging everybody to come up with a video to Just Doing Me, and we're going to pick out what's going to be the best one. Be competitive.
Be very competitive. That's a
yes.
Okay, because you never might win. All right, and you know, understand. So,
Ring the bell, Ching.
right. Now, Melba, there is a game that I want to play with you before you wrap. Do you mind?
Okay.
It's called levels, okay? And it means there's 3 tiers that you can be. There's a superstar, there's iconic, and legendary. Would you agree that that would be the proper tier? Superstar, iconic, and then legendary. Correct?
Now that you've made me think about it, yes.
Now, I'm gonna say some people, and I want you to categorize them. Superstar being their star, but they've done enough to kind of be there. Iconic means, you know, they've kind of done enough to really be iconic status. But legendary, you've done enough that you're out of the stratosphere and you have cemented your name in the Entertainment Hall of Fame. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with Miss Patti LaBelle.
Uh-oh. Precocious legend. Because I think since legend is the last status,
Yes.
you really have to be older and maybe you have to have passed on and you're still here. I think she's already achieved it and she's still here.
Yeah. Listen, that's
Yes.
because that girl can sing, okay? All right, so let's go into Miss Aaliyah.
Superstar, I would say.
Superstar. Okay. Aaliyah's a superstar. All right. Let's talk to us about Beyonce. What would you say?
Definitely iconic.
Okay, all right.
Is she too young to be a legend yet?
Now,
but that's the only way I would categorize her. Not being a legend yet, because she's established herself as a business person, as a leader, as an artist in every area. But I would say I would say Patty, she's precocious.
She's precautious. Let's get that check.
I mean, she's young, but she's still accomplished what people in their maturity have. So you don't want to deny her the honor of what she's accomplished simply because she's accomplished it quickly and young.
She's accomplished young. Now let me ask you this, because a lot of people feel like they don't get their roses, and a lot of people get roses when maybe they don't necessarily deserve them. So now talk to us about how the industry has changed that way and maybe not put talent at the forefront, and now it's more of a brand. Because, you know, back in the day, like the Whitney Houstons and the Marvin Gayes and the Luther Vandross, when there was real singing at the forefront, where now there's not so much of that, but then these people still get roses. Talk to us about how that makes you feel.
Well, it makes me understand that we've really grown and developed as a global marketing globe. Doesn't matter what you are, you can market it and you can become successful. You can become a superstar at it. But I think artists still want to be great at what they do, and I think they still are. I run into some people that are very, very, very young, but you can see they have the spirit of really working at their craft, and they're excellent at it, and they have more available to them to develop their skills than we did. But they're taking it, they're working at it. I see a work ethic. But I think because marketing is so easy and is so available, it can seem as though, well, we're not really paying attention to that. But pretty much, like, even if you look at some of the, let me say, what was it, The Voice or some of the TV shows, people said, well, they're not really skilled singers anymore. Those young people trained very, very hard to compete and come on those shows. They have a different kind of a training that we had available to us, but they also have tours and a lot of platforms available to them as soon as they go out that we didn't have. So I think, to me, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, and everyone still is human as long as God is on his throne, and he was always going to be on his throne.
Yes.
Will put a spirit in us that we want something. And so we'll be acting like you dancers. We can go out and work for it, you know, regardless if it's easy or not. We're going to work it because this is who God has made us.
Yes.
That will always exist.
We will always exist. Melba, you've given us so much in this interview. Somebody asked David E. Lloyd, I saw the question said, would you ever collaborate with Patti LaBelle? I wanted to make sure you just answered that before we wrapped up.
Me?
Yes.
If she would have me.
Oh, the comments are going crazy. You have Sam's Comrick saying Miss Melba. Yes, they comment. They say Gladys would be a great collab as well. Would you collaborate with Gladys?
I would say, now Patti and Gladys and I know each other. They both know that I adore them and they love me. So I would say the same thing about Gladys. I know Gladys probably had to peel me off of her because I'm such a fan. Get off me. You know?
Oh, wow.
So absolutely I would if they would have me.
Wow, wow. You guys hear that? That's a
yes.
Because you know what time it is. All right. Melba is one of those people, she doesn't get her roses, and she is a legend. Melba, you are here to get your roses, and you are a legend. Clap it up for Melba Moore, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, Melba, can you sing for us, baby? Come on. Can you sing us something before you leave us?
No.
No.
I need music.
Something? You can't sing It's Never Can Say Goodbye?
Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. I never can say goodbye. I think I chose the wrong key. I keep thinking that our problems soon are all gonna work out. I forgot the rest.
Well, it doesn't matter because you bodied that, okay? That's a
yes.
Anybody feel like they can challenge Melba Moore? Please step up to the line because you guys cannot, all right?
No.
Melba, you have been everything that we expected you to be today. Thank you for stepping in and just giving us your presence. And we are here to give you your roses. They're sending roses on the
Oh, thank you.
They're saying that I love you and all of this. And come on, this is what they're saying. Chills and heart. The comments are here. We're here to lift you up. And listen, you just doing you, baby.
Oh, I want you to know I really appreciate it. It makes, these days, you have to be careful in how you keep your life. You can forget your mask, go outside, and you won't have a life. So I want you to know this is the greatest part of being alive, really.
Absolutely. And you know what? Thank you for giving us hope and something to reach towards, because you've been through highs and lows, but you always persevered, right? You just doing it.
Yes.
And thank you so much. We love you, and we are going to definitely see you again soon, all right? Don't be just come back and talk to the peoples again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've had such a great time. Thank you.
Of course. Everybody is Miss Melba Moore.
Love you.
Guys, tune into Black Culture The Breakdown every Sunday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Instagram Live. And then also make sure you guys keep streaming Just Doing Me. Melba Moore, we're doing the Just Doing Me challenge. She's picking the best person. You never know what you could win. Make sure you tune in and do the damn challenge. All right, everybody. Until next time, I am your boy Jerzey, and this is Melba Moore. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Bless you. Thank you.
Bless.